Hey everyone, so this is going to be a tutorial on how I do my foundation and how I get rid of my under eye dark circles and stuff. So this was requested, so I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial and I hope it's helpful for any of you who did request it. I'm also going to be doing a video on skincare, so how I look after my skin, what kind of products you might want to use and things like that. So if you have any questions on skincare, please feel free to comment in the section box below and I'll try and answer as many of them as I possibly can in the actual skincare video. So I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, as I said, and without further ado, let's get started. Big warning, I don't have makeup on at the beginning of this video, so get your stick buckets ready and let's start the tutorial now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply a really good moisturizer, and you want to apply a moisturizer that's obviously really nice for your skin, that you think that works for your skin and keeps your skin feeling really nice and moisturized and soft, and just generally really sort of hydrated and healthy. So the moisturizer that I like to use is the Johnson's Face Care Daily Essentials, and I use the day and the night cream. This is obviously the day cream. And I just take a very tiny amount onto the back of my finger. I don't take too much because a little bit goes a very long way. And then I just kind of massage it in between my fingers. And then I just sort of dab it around my face, staying away from my eyelid area. And then just using circular motions, I massage that into my skin. Go ahead and do is use the Gosh Velvet Touch Foundation Primer, and again I just take a very tiny amount onto the back of my hand like so, or onto my fingers, and then just like I applied the moisturizer, just dab it all over my skin and then work that in. And this is going to reduce the appearance of your pores. It's going to make them look a lot smaller, and it's going to stop your foundation and your concealer from looking very cakey, and it's just going to help it last a little bit longer. So now it's time for foundation, and the foundation that I like to use is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation with SPF 15, and this is in number 5, Honey, which is my colour. And there are always a choice of brushes that you might want to use when it comes to applying foundation. I like to use a stippling brush, so something like the MAC 187. It's a really nice brush, and it gives you a really nice sort of even texture, sort of like an airbrush look. But you can use just a foundation brush like this as well. This is the Revlon foundation brush, and if I'm in a hurry then I just use this one, because this one takes a bit of technique to use. This one you can just sort of slap it on and spread it out. So I will do a video on how to apply it with both brushes, but for now, today I'm just going to use this stippling brush, which is a MAC 187. You can also use your hands as well. Your hands are a really good application tool, especially for foundation, because you can sometimes get a really nice even coverage with foundation. Using your fingers, sorry. So all you have to do is just I use sort of 2 pumps, that tends to do for me, and then you just want to sort of stipple it all over your face, this time going along your eyelids as well. Okay, and then in circular motions you want to get that more even, so you want to bring that along down your neck as well, just so you don't get this line that makes it apparent that you're wearing foundation. Okay, so you want it to go all over because you want it to even out your skin tone. Okay, so next it's time to cover up those horrible under eye dark circles, and what I do, the first thing I use is the Gosh Velvet Touch Eye Primer. Now I used the face primer already, but if I don't use that, like I said, I don't use that every day. If I don't use that, then I will use this stuff, and this is what helps your concealer not crease underneath your eyes, and it helps it not look so cakey as well. and it just makes it last all day. I find that if I don't use this, then my concealer will kind of disappear throughout the day, but with this it actually stays a really long time. The concealer that I'm going to use is going to be the MAC Studio Sculpt Concealer in NW35, and I like to use a brush. This is the Revlon concealer brush, and I like it because it has a really nice tip on it, which is really nice to get right into the inner corner. So all I'm going to do is just take whatever I've got on that brush and just kind of apply it in that inner corner. Okay, and then I take my finger and I go ahead and dab that out, or blend that out. So you just want to dab it along your eyes, or along that line, just there. Okay, you want to make sure that you don't go too close to your lash line, because that actually makes you a little look older than you actually are, which isn't necessarily a good look. Okay, and you can hit that inner corner of your nose as well. Okay, and that is literally it. So finally it's time to use a powder just to set everything that you've just applied, and I'm going to be using the Gosh pressed powder in Warm Sand, which is number 3. I'm almost out, and I'm going to be using a big fluffy brush like this instead of this the cushion pad. And the reason I'm using the brush instead of the pad is because the pad will apply too much powder to my skin, and my skin is very dry. So if you've got dry skin, use very little powder, especially in winter. You want to use minimal amount of powder because that's going to dry your skin out even more. If you've got oily skin, then something like this to carry in your purse, sorry, is a very good idea, because you're going to get oily throughout the day, and you can just sort of top up and get rid of any oil. So I will be talking about more about this kind of stuff in my skincare video. Okay, but to apply the powder, you just want to make sure you get it under your eyes so that your concealer doesn't crease and slip and slide everywhere. And then just get it everywhere else. Just very tiny amounts. Okay, you don't really need to go back into the hairline, because that's not really where you get most of the oil build-up. It's probably going to be your T-zone, especially if you're very oily. Okay, so that is everything that I do to correct my skin tone, to get rid of any under eye dark circles. I don't necessarily do this process every single day. I don't wear foundation every day. I do wear concealer every day because I do get the under eye dark circles, but I don't wear the primer every day. As I said, I don't wear foundation every day. So you kind of, if you do wear foundation every single day, you want to give your skin a break during the week, just 1, maybe 2 days, to sort of let your skin breathe without any makeup clogging your pores or anything like that. But I will be talking more about that and those kind of things in my skincare video, so please go and check that out if you're interested. And I hope this was helpful to everybody who wanted to see my foundation routine, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.